What up, YouTube? T-Movies here. Now, with the MTV Video Music Awards premiering tomorrow night, I decided to do my top 10 favorite MTV shows. Granted, I don't know how they're connected. One is a awards show, and I'm talking about TV shows, so I guess they're not fully connected. But MTV was always the best. I mean, they've had some pretty solid shows back in the days. I don't know what happened to them now, but yeah. Anyway, I haven't really made this list before, so I decided to make a whole MTV list. So, with that being said, here are my top 10 favorite MTV shows. Number 10, I'm gonna be adding the TV version of Scream. Now, of course, Scream is based on the hit horror franchise. The mask was always weird, but I still got a kick out of the MTV Scream films, Scream series, I should say. They were pretty fun, interesting characters. I mean, it was also pretty cool that they still ended up getting the original Ghostface voice in this. That was pretty cool. Anyway, this was on MTV, so obviously, they toned down the killing and all that. There was still killing, but it wasn't like gory or anything because obviously it was MTV. Yeah, but I still thought it was pretty fun, entertaining. Of course, they had like about 2 seasons, then they ended up having another one, like about 3rd season last year. Will they ever do a new Scream series is beyond me, but of course, at least we're getting a new Scream feature in 2022, so hey, at least we're getting more Scream down the line. Alright, coming in at number 9, I'm going to go with this MTV reality show titled Parental Control. Now, this is actually probably one of MTV's most underrated, underappreciated shows. I'm not really a fan of their reality shows or whatnot. This is probably one of my favorite reality shows they've done. I mean, when MTV does reality shows, I mean, we see them do stuff like Jersey Shore and blah blah blah, Teen Mom, and yeah. But Parental Control, I mean, it's pretty much a series where like parents who are not fans of their kids, of their kids' relationship, they decide to set their kids up with someone, and she has to choose which one she wants to be with, whether the kid wants to. It's either a son or a daughter. Sometimes whether they want to be with the person that their parents chose for them, or they want to be with their actual significant other. There's some pretty decent episodes. I mean, they got revived the show. Either Parental Control was pretty solid. It did got a bit controversy because lots of people thought it was like maybe fake or whatnot. I guess maybe it could have been fake. Who knows? But I still always got kicked out. I mean, the people that the parents' kids that usually, like I said, it'll usually be someone's daughter or someone's son that they so there's that. But usually sometimes the parents' children will sometimes they'll choose the one they're already with, or they'll choose either the one that their mother set or the one that their dad set. I mean, I gotta rewatch the show again. It's been a while since I've seen it. But if you guys never really seen Parental Control, it's actually pretty solid. I think you'll possibly enjoy it. Alright, coming in at number 8, I'm going to go with MTV's animated series Dora. Now, Dora is this show that focuses on this teen girl named Dora, who of course is in high school and all that, and she's dealing with like regular high school antics and all that. She's a bit of an awkward girl. Anyway, Dora, I guess you say, the character Dora kind of looks like Aubrey Plaza, by the way. But anywho, this actually was an anime show that premiered on MTV back in, I think, the 90s or early 2000s, I think it was. But I thought it was a pretty fun, funny anime show, very quirky at times. It felt like if Wes Anderson directed a animated series, this is what you get with Dora. And There is actually talks about Comedy Central doing like a spin-off of Dara, featuring the character named Jody, who's gonna be voiced by Tracy Ellis Ross. So we're gonna get more. Who knows if Dara is even gonna appear in that one? But yeah, if you guys haven't really seen Dara, I'll say give it a shot. It was a pretty decent anime show back in the days. Alright. Coming in at number seven, I'm going to go with Clone High. Now, this is a bit of an interesting show. I mean, it's where like historical figures are now attending high school. The clones includes the clones of Abraham Lincoln, Joan of Arc, Gandhi. A few other historical figures have been featured in this where they were cloned and now they're younger and now they're attending high school. It's a bit of an odd premise, but it works out well. I mean, you got Last Man on Earth star Will Forte's in this. Now, not so long ago it was announced that a revival of Clone High is actually in the works, so we're going to be getting more Clone High in the near future. Anyway, not to mention you even have JFK in this as well. It's a bit of a odd premise, but it worked out pretty well. I mean, it's very cool seeing these historical figures as younger, seeing younger versions of these historical figures now dealing with modern high school antics and all that. Now I'm curious to see how they're going to handle the reboot. I'm not sure if they're going to really revive it to MTV or not. But yeah, I'm down to check out that reboot of it. But yeah, if you guys never really seen Clone High, it was a pretty solid show right there. Number 6. This is probably the only show on my list that's still going on, to be honest with you. Number 6, I'm going to go with the Catfish series. Now, this is actually based on the 2010 documentary that was directed by Ara Showman, who also just directed Project Power. Well, this pretty much is hosted by his brother Neve Showman and also Max Joseph, who ends up pretty much helping out people who's been catfish and all that. They had some weird catfish encounters. I mean, there's literally an episode where someone literally thought she was talking to Bow Wow. Then there was another episode where someone actually thought he was talking to Katy Perry, and even after the person ended up coming out and saying that she's not Katy Perry and whatnot, he still thought that he was talking to Katy Perry. Like how, and there has been some weird encounters, like some creepy encounters, like that Clark Duke looking dude with the glasses who a catfish about multiple females. That was pretty creepy right there. Yeah. There's been some, Machine Gun Kelly even had a pretty cool, even a guest host one time. The Machine Gun Kelly episode is pretty fun, by the way. Anyway, yeah, Catfish is a bit hit and miss show once in a while. But when they hit, they get some pretty decent episodes.
He's not back yet.
Alright, coming in at number 5, I'm going to add the show titled Mary and Jane. Now, if you guys don't know, Mary Jane is pretty much marijuana. And in this show, it's about these 20-something-year-old roommates, one of which is played by Jessica Roth, that's known for Happy Death Day fame. And she pretty much runs a successful weed business. The show was executive produced by Snoop Dogg, who actually had a cameo in this. Mary and Jane is hilarious. I mean, even if you're not a stoner, you'll still get kicked out of it. I mean, it's definitely worth it for sadly, it didn't last long. It only lasted for one season, which was actually here, but it was much of a funny show than it was a better show than people may actually be. It was hilarious. The two leads played by Jessica Roth and Scout Durwood. I can't remember the other actor's name, but those two really had good chemistry with one another. And obviously, it was a series about marijuana, so we already know that Snoop Dogg was one of the producers. If it's not Snoop Dogg, Seth Rogen, I mean, there's so many stoner celebrities out there. But anywho, I mean, I guess you could say this is like the white female version of How High. That's what I kind of saw it as. All right, number 4, I'm gonna go with Punk'd. Now, it was better when Ashton Kutcher used to host that, but then they actually rebooted a couple of times. Like BT once rebooted it. To be honest, it didn't really why that's good. But Punk, is co-hosted and co-created by Ashton Kutcher, and it's where he ends up punking celebrities like he ended up punking folks like Halle Berry. He ended up punking folks like Serena Williams, Hugh Jackman. He punked a lot of celebrities, and I always got kicked out punked. It was always funny to see these celebrities react. These celebrities end up reacting when they at first, they thought that they were in trouble or not, but then Ashton Kutcher comes out and say, "You've been punked." I mean, yeah, Punk was probably one of my favorite things that Ashton Kutcher has ever done. I thought Ashton Kutcher hosting it was pretty fun. A lot of celebrity guests was cool. I mean, if you guys never really seen Punk'd, it was a pretty solid show. They actually got like a new revival on QB, which I haven't really seen yet, but I gotta wish Ashton Kutcher could just come back and revive it, because Ashton Kutcher was a man when he did it. Alright. Number 3, I'm gonna add. At number 3, I'm gonna add Jackass the series. Now this is where, of course, starring Johnny Knoxville, featuring the likes of Bam Margera. You also had Lehman. Anyway, I mean, it's where these Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O and all, and the late great Ryan Dunn, or pretty much do like crazy stunts and all that. The stunts they end up doing pretty much try at home. I mean, there was a couple of episodes where they wrestled with a bear. They've done lots of dumb stuff. I mean, they're pretty much dumb. I mean, they don't call themselves jackasses for no reason. Anyway, I always got kicked out of Jackass. It was always such a fun show. They also did a couple of movies of Jackass as well. There's actually another one coming out next year. More Jackass is always welcome in my book. My favorite Jackass movie, by the way, is actually Bad Grandpa. I don't know what it is. I always got kicked out of Bad Grandpa. That ends up being one of my favorite out of the Jackass franchise. But that aside, yeah, the Jackass series. I mean, it'd be cool if they actually revive it as back as a series. But let's be for real, Johnny Knoxville is getting old. Like, it's getting a bit up there. I mean, who wants to see like a older guy doing these dangerous stunts? I mean, can you imagine Johnny Knoxville reaching 60 and he's still doing these stunts? Wow. But anyway, and R.I.P. Ryan Dunn, he was the man when he was on Jackass. Number 2, I'm gonna add Celebrity Deathmatch. Now this is a pretty much a stop motion animated series where celebrities and not real celebrities obviously, but they're pretty much stop motion celebrities, and they're fighting, and they get some gruesome fight scenes. I mean, a couple of the celebrity matches include the likes of Marilyn Manson versus Charles Manson, Howard Stern versus Captain Lee Gifford. You even had Mary-Kate Olsen versus her sister Ashley. You have loads of other, like there was Jackie Chan versus Jean-Claude Van Damme. There was Mariah Carey versus Jim Carrey. They had some interesting matches. This is a show MTV needs to revive. With so many different, with so many celebrities having feuds nowadays, I could imagine how a new celebrity deathmatch could actually work in today's society. I mean, a couple years back, Ice Cube was actually talking about doing a revival of Celebrity Deathmatch, but it never really went anywhere. So I wonder if that's still on the table or not. But I mean, the judges was also pretty fun, and the kills in this were some of the most gruesome kills you'll ever see on, especially on something like MTV. those were some gruesome kills right there. But yeah, if you guys haven't really seen Celebrity Deathmatch, one of the coolest shows MTV has ever done. Alright, my number one favorite MTV show is going to be Mike Judge's comedy sitcom, Beavis and Butthead. Now this show, of course, centers on these two unintelligent teenage delinquents who are also couch potatoes named Beavis and Butthead. You know, they do go high school, but they do cause mayhem. Beavis and Butthead are two very bumbling idiots right there. You know, I guess you could say they're a bit like stoners, but you know, Mike Judge, who of course gave us stuff like Office Space, King of the Hill, and loads of other stuff. Mike Judge did a great job with Beavis and Butthead. He voiced both the characters. The characters of Beavis and Butthead also appeared on a few other stuff, like they've actually appeared on on that Adam Sandler movie, Sandy Wexler. They've appeared on, I think, Big Bang Theory, if I'm not mistaken. And not so long ago, it was announced that Comedy Central is reviving Beavis and Butthead for a new audience. So it's gonna be cool seeing these bumbling idiots return. Because who did not love Beavis and Butthead back in the days? They were just so darn funny. Mike Judge voiced them pretty well. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how Beavis and Butthead could work in today's world. You know, it's gonna be interesting to see. And not to mention, Beavis and Butthead also had a feature film called Beavis and Butthead Do America, so they've been on the big screen before as well. So, anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. 10 MTV Scream, 9 Parental Control, 8 Dara, 7 Clone High, 6 Catfish, 5 Mary and Jane, 4 Punk'd, 3 Jackass, 2 Celebrity Deathmatch, and number 1 is Beavis and Butthead. Now there's a few other MTV shows I probably could have added. Pimp My Ride was a pretty good one. Let's see, definitely not a Teen Mom. I could give two pisses about Teen Mom. Of course, there's a Jersey Shore, which I could, give two squats about. There's loads of other MTV shows. I'm not gonna add. Of course, The Real World is a good one. See, TRL, the old TRL. They revived TRL recent with DC Youngfly, which had some okay parts, but I wasn't a fan of the recent TRL, to be honest with you. There's loads of other ones. There's been a couple of music shows they've got. MTV had some pretty good stuff back in the days. I don't know what happened to them now. I guess this generation's just messed up, I miss 90s, early 2000s MTV. MTV's now is just, yet again, music in today's standards are not as great as they were back then. It makes me miss Tupac, Anyway, let me leave it to you guys. What are some of your favorite MTV shows? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here's Timu signing off.